Hi everyone, Nathan Hall here. Last week we looked at various reading strategies and how to make it a little easier. This week we will have a grammar review and a vocabulary review, and all the questions will come from this activity. I am posting the whole thing as a PowerPoint so you can read it as you'd like. Also doing a video to hit some of the most important points. So real quickly, why are we doing this? Well, figure out how to make reading easier, how to understand words, and we're going to talk about these little critters. If you've ever seen silk, that beautiful, shiny, soft fabric, it starts like this. These guys, like, you can become little mariposas, little butterflies, but first they have to spin one of these. As we're about to find out, if you wear silk, you kept a lot of these from being butterflies, or moths really, but close enough. So this will be a work of fiction, but it also ties into science a bit. We're doing this to build our vocabulary, practice reading strategies, and grammar. So first, our part of grammar here, literary words. We're going to talk about imagery. Imagery, you can read the description here. There will be some questions about them. It all comes down to what sense. So words that make you see, pretty much any color, sight. Words you hear, sound, sniff, smell, your tongue, taste, and touch. So these will be on there. En español, se tienen. Every language has these. Not joking. Those of you studying other languages, you'll learn these too. All languages have actually lots in common. There's a whole linguistic theory about that called universal grammar. Also, take a look at some academic words. Dramatic, I don't think we'll make the cut, but cycle, percent, project, we'll definitely talk about. Cycles over and over again, percent out of every 100, and project. Big thing you have to do. So a big part of this strategy is prediction. Just look to see what will happen next. And live classes will focus on that. So we're starting with this one. Safe bet it's not about vampires and werewolves. Yeah, we see a girl with she's not supposed to have a big cheek, but an Asian girl, redheaded American boy with a camera, and some egg cartons. You can read the story here. Some vocabulary words we're going to include, some we won't. Have any questions on these words, I will go over them in the live session so you can watch the recordings. And here's some of our grammar points that will be on the test. The prefixes. Now, pre means before. So if you see these words in and un, it gets a little confusing. These are basically the same. The only real difference is sometimes we use in for some words and un for others. I wish I had a better system there, but there is none. So something can be invisible, but not unvisible. You can be uncertain, but not incertain. And that's why in school we have in-service days, no service. We don't teach, we just have trainings. So those will be some days when you're just completely off from the centers. So we'll go over these in the live classes, but these are some examples. As you can see, some words have in, some words have un. They both mean not. Re will always mean again. Recharge, charge again. You recharge your phones. Over, too much. If you overcharged your phone, it would melt. So a bit about the story. You can start to predict what will happen. These two are having their little science experiment. We have the vocabulary word veto and wispy. Those will be on the quiz. You can keep reading, see what they mean. This is a good example of looking a word, figuring out the context. The moms both said no. If someone powerful says no, that's a veto. Wispy, you can see she talks about the threads, the little bits of silk. Barely more than air, really tiny. So small you can almost see them. Each one 100% silk thread. So yeah, and then she embroiders. To embroider, you add decoration to something, make it fancy. Also an idiom. This one won't be on the quiz, but it's a neat thing to know. If you embroider the truth, make it a little fancier. Let's see, we did our prefixes here. So here, a little more of the reading. Julia is a genius. She does a little curtsy, spreads out her skirt to him. I can't demonstrate that, won't be a vocabulary word. So she did a little diagram, we'll see on the next page, and she decides, I'm going to take some of this thread and to sew the life cycle of a moth, what they go through all the time. So she's feeling really good, she's really excited, but there's one thing she forgot. The last stage, so our little caterpillars are in their cocoons. She thinks, okay, they become moths, we get silk. Doesn't work that way. If you want to get silk from moths, you have to kill them before they come out. If you let them just come out on their own, see here's her little design, well, they kind of destroy the silk. So you have to kill them. You have to, he says, boil them, drop them in boiling water, and they come apart. And that scares her to realize she was raising these little caterpillars and has to kill them. So he has some sensory words there. We'll go over that in the live classes. Quick review of the science portion, the science words. And otherwise, most of the questions, the quiz will have some reading comprehension. And one more grammar point the quiz will have. I'm just putting this in here, see how well you can understand these charts. Indefinite. That's great because it's an example of those prefixes. In, not, definite, clear. Indefinite, not clear. So here, indefinite pronouns. Not real clear what we're talking about. Something, someone, anybody, nothing, no one. So we'll go over these in the live classes too. And otherwise, I'll post this whole PowerPoint so you can read it at your leisure. Any questions, come to the live classes or send me a message. That's it for now. Adios.